But so much has been happening to our women and our girls over the last 2 weeks. So much has happened to the women and our girls in the last 2 weeks. The conversation about the sex offenders registry has now become nil. No one at this time is talking to say the offenders registry should be made public. Equally Jamaica. I am yet to hear a word from the Justice Minister about it. I am yet to hear a word from the Justice Minister about what is happening. The UTech student, Anisa Dilworth. The UTech student, the police has strong leads that the remains that they found in Portmore yesterday was that of Anisa Dilworth. You remember the 20-year-old student who took the in-drive? This is the second female in less than a year that has taken that ride-sharing app, The first, this is the second female in less than a year. Remember the teacher last year. Remember Jamaica, the teacher last year. Listen to what the report says. Listen, Jamaica, to what the report has said that the police believe is the missing body of Anisa.
An investigation has been launched following the discovery of human remains in the Fort Clarence Beach area in St. Catherine. TVJ News understands that sometime after 1 p.m., residents stumbled on the body and alerted the police. It was badly decomposed. Investigators say DNA testing will have to be done to ascertain the identity.
DNA testing has to be done to ascertain the identity. People of Jamaica, everything in this country is just a glance of public relations. What do I mean by public relations? It was a said Daryl Vass who came out last year. Remember Jamaica? It was a said Daryl Vass who came out last year. And what did Daryl Vass say? That he's going to pause in drive, Uber, and regularize them. To date, nothing was done. Mere public relations and nothing is done. Mere public relations, Jamaica, and nothing. 5-day wonder, 2-day wonder, 3-day wonder. When is it that we as a people going to be a reactive society? So only lip service, you know. So Darrell, yes you Darrell Vaz, I'm talking tonight. What were the regulatory frameworks that you said you would have put in? But no, Daryl, you don't have no time for that. You're too caught up with finding this and that and put it where resources need for you and your lady pumps. So they can try win back Portland. But the truth is, the people of the country suffer. Atam bluffing. Another young lady, another UTech student, another female murdered Jamaica. jail. Murdered. And government said they were going to regulate in drive. A pharmacy student, she would have been a productive member of Jamaica. She would have been another and government failed. Government policy Jamaica failed her. Failed to regulate. Do that tomorrow morning and tell me now. Government policy George Davis failed to regulate. And what has happened? Another daughter of Jamaica. Another daughter of Jamaica remains on skeleton. No protection. No protection for the Jamaican people.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman.
So many irregularities within drive. No background checks is done. They don't even have an office in the country. So when there are procedures and when there are flaws, there is not even an office in the country where consumers and customers can go to lodge a complaint. A man can put up and say, him name Andrew, and when you look, a Jerry come to you. Him tell us him a drive one teeth, and when you look, is a pro box come. No regulatory framework. Man put up picture, and when you look for who come, different person, them are going to say, oh, them they need to update pan the app. So if you have to update pan the app, how is it Jamaica that you not stop drive until the updates come? No police record of the man them. So them not have no office in the country. How you feel do them, they let them their business and no office not in the country. To regularize the drivers. So with no regulatory framework, not in discipline, it a go harbor. It not go harbor criminal. It not go harbor rapist. It not go harbor thief. And you promised, you, Daryl, promised the people who remember when he said it last year. Hot and bluffing. Said it last year, where him said to it. Everything going to stop until it is reviewed. You have not reviewed it, so therefore you have failed, Anisa. But you can't review it because too many of your friends involved in these operations. Too many are allies and cronies. Is them said one carrying in drive in the country? You think them can't take it out like that? It wasn't even paused. He said it must be paused. And what Digital said, they can't pause it. What Flo said, they can't pause it. And what happened? Nothing came out of it. Lest you forget Jamaica. Nothing came out of it. The people were operating just as how they operated. No new security safety procedures were put in place. Somebody has said you and UTech for provide shuttle. You and UTech can't provide shuttle when government has cut the subsidiaries to the universities. June 4th last year. June 4th last year he spoke. So when I tell you it's less than a year, another woman, just 20 years old. And what people are going to say, this is not political. It could have been your child. This is not political, Jamaica. It could have been your child. This is not political, Jamaica. It could have been your daughter. This is not political, Jamaica. It could have been your child. It could have been your mother. It could have been your niece. And lest you not forget, what about the driver who was doing the in-drive, the young man, and all now he has not been located? You remember the young man where them said the car find upper Red Hills, but the mother today still can't find her son to bury him. You remember the other in-drive where the people them take the in-drive and the vehicle was shut up? What about Jasmine Dean, Daryl? Nothing has been done for these people. So when you talk about a government that cares, if you care, your policy position should care. If you care, the directive and the legislative that you put in place, the legislative agenda that you put in place should advance protecting our women and the people of this country. So it's not a matter of me being political. It's a matter of safety, Daryl Vaz. Put politics aside tonight and let us talk, Daryl. Did you deliver on the promise that you made to the people of this country that you would have reviewed the ride-sharing apps? No, Daryl, you have failed in your dereliction of duties. Your fiduciary duties to the people of this country, you have neglected in doing it. And if you have neglected, Daryl, you owe it to the people of this country to do it. Do it and do it. Do it the right way, Daryl. Do it. Because the truth is, how many more will have to suffer? How many more will have to die? And people would argue to stop the in-drive. I am not saying stop the in-drive. Regularize it. You know why I say I can't tell people to stop the in-drive? It is a cheaper option. It is cheaper than enough of these taxi companies. Where you would I get a drive for 500 or 600, a taxi company I go tell you 1,200. But the truth is not because it is cheaper, it means that our lives must be at risk. Not because it is cheaper, Jamaica, means that people's lives must be at risk. What will the government tell Anisa's parent tonight? But you know, Shana, why the cheaper option will have to be taken? People do not have the spending power. You have to take all of the variables and the context into perspective, you know. People don't have great spending power. So if a man could spend, listen to the reality tonight, what can go? I am going to say it again. They have been sterilizing the internet. This is how powerful this man is. Sterilizing the internet. Of his name. And they just added a few charges. What about attempted murder? What about aggravated assault? Those charges weren't added. Those charges weren't added. And I gather that they're reporting the videos and I tried to fight to take down the video them. So Jamaica, the nurses tomorrow, as a matter of fact, people calling me, Miss Bella, or whatsoever your name. Your father leave one house up at Erie Castle with the caretaker. Why you not tell the people them how you beat the caretaker, go and come? Why you not tell the people them call me, say, Andre, I'm afraid. Andre, I'm afraid. For tell you, but listen, yeah, man, me I get your antecedents. Them say you beat the caretaker, go, and you beat the caretaker, come.
But where they come from, send it back, send it back. Every evil arrow, anywhere he come from.
But you see Jamaica? Listen to what the police them say. Listen to what the police them say, where them add additional charges. Listen to what
Relative to the video that is in the public space of a nurse being assaulted, I want to assure members of the public that the matter is being dealt with and due process will follow. The accused, Mr. Robert Bell, otherwise called Andy Bell, a businessman of a St. Andrew address, was today charged with the following offences: assault occasioned actual bodily harm, assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, assault at common law, possessing a firearm with intent to commit a first scheduled offence, possession of a firearm with intent to cause injury. His court date is pending. These offences were committed on Tuesday, May 13, 2025, about 7:15 p.m. along the Mount Friendship Road in the parish of St. Andrew, while the complainant was on way to work. The now accused was arrested the following day and was charged after a question and answer interview was conducted with him in the presence of his attorney. On Friday, May 16, 2025, the commanding officer, the crime officer, and other members of the St. Andrew North Division met with the complainant, her family, and members of the community, and they were updated on the progress of the investigation. I want to use this medium to thank the public for all the support and concern expressed, and also to encourage all the persons who witnessed this incident to come forward and let all the truth be heard.
You know, I hope that the Constant Spring Police not facilitating any nefarious means where him leaving the jail and going home to his family and come back a morning, you know. Have you realized that today the Prime Minister has mentioned no word about this? Have you realized that to date the Prime Minister has mentioned no word about what has happened to one of the nurses of this country? What can go so? Have you realized? I hope it's not another joyride. Me not politicize the matter, because people are saying, me going to ask you, nurses of Jamaica, who tomorrow they'll be standing up Jamaica. Will you be standing with the nurses? Will you be standing with the nurses tomorrow? Will you be standing with the nurses tomorrow, Jamaica? Nurses of Jamaica, have you realized the Prime Minister has said nothing? Have you realized, Jamaica, the Prime Minister has said nothing? So 10 a.m. tomorrow, the nurses stand. The midwives stand. The Nurses Association of Jamaica stands. And the Jamaica Nursing Council stands. He has mentioned not one word, not a press release. He has said nothing, Jamaica. Just as how he becomes very euphoric or he becomes very viral in his other videos or sentiments, how the Prime Minister has made no utterance about this. Don't you think, Jamaica, Miss Facey, Nurse Facey deserves support to say from Babsy saying something is not good enough, Tufton saying something is not good enough because Tufton is a hypocrite. What do I mean by Tufton is a hypocrite? Tufton said, who remember what Tufton said about George Wright?
Stay tuned for more PDTV News evening highlights. Remember to show your support. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.